If a man asks you out on a coffee date, charge him $500.
A divorce lawyer is advising us to charge men $500. $500 if they ask us out on coffee dates. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Let me show you guys the video.
Man asks you out on a coffee date, charge him $500. As a divorce lawyer, let me tell you why. Coffee is for colleagues. Coffee is not for courting. Would that man ask Margot Robbie out on a coffee date? When a man asks you out on a coffee date, what he's really saying is, I want your time, your energy, your presence at the lowest possible cost to me. Coffee is cheap. Coffee is convenient. Coffee takes zero effort. And yet your time is not cheap. Your presence is not convenient. And your energy is not effortless. It's valuable. I've seen women pour hours of their lives into men who never invested more than the price of a latte. They call it getting to know you, but really it's about seeing how much they can get without giving. Yeah. And the problem is too many women accept it. The standard you set on the first date is the one you'll be judged by the whole relationship. Men who are serious don't ask you for the bare minimum. They plan, they invest, they create experiences because they understand that your time is worth more than $6 and an awkward conversation over burnt espresso. I tell my clients this all the time. You don't need grand gestures, but you do need effort. Because a man who won't invest in you at the beginning will definitely not invest in you when life gets hard. If he cuts corners on courting, he'll cut corners in marriage. If a man asks you out for coffee, send him an invoice. Charge him $500 because that's closer to the real value of your time, your energy, and your...
Does this make sense? Because people do not agree with how. People are like, is this prostitution? Are you trying to tell us that we are doing prostitution? Because going on a coffee date, the man is just getting to know us. He's just getting to know us. And there's nothing wrong with going on a coffee date. Why should I charge him and send an invoice of $500? You're just trying to look for clients. Does what she said make sense? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, respectfully, while we watch other people's reaction, and I'll share my own opinion at the end of the video.
Presence. If a man asks you out on a coffee date, charge him $500. As a divorce lawyer, let me tell you why. Coffee is for colleagues. Coffee is not for courting. Would that man ask Margot Robbie out on a coffee date? When a man asks you out on a coffee date, what he's really saying is, I want your time, your energy, your presence at the lowest possible cost to me. Coffee is cheap. Coffee is convenient. Coffee takes zero effort. And yet your time is not cheap. Your presence is not convenient. And your energy is not effortless. It's valuable.
Statements like this are exactly why modern women are becoming delusional. First of all, most people out there are not Margot Robbie. They're normal people living normal lives. So a coffee date isn't an insult, guys. It's a normal, low-pressure way to see if there's some real chemistry. When a woman hears coffee and instantly translates that to cheap, it just shows her mindset. It shows that for her, relationships are transactional. So if you want some special treatment, you have to earn it. And that doesn't happen by just being beautiful. Beauty is common. Beautiful women out there are not a scarcity, you know? Respect, femininity, loyalty, and genuine interest. Those are rare. A man offering you a coffee isn't being stingy. He's being smart. Because his time, attention, and money are earned. They're not given. So if a woman thinks her presence is worth $500, she can enjoy the coffee alone.
If a man asks you out on a coffee date, charge him $500. As a divorce lawyer, let me tell you why. Coffee is for colleagues. Coffee is not for courting. Would that man ask Margot Robbie out on a coffee date? When a man asks you out on a coffee date, what he's really saying is, I want your time, your energy, your presence at the lowest possible cost to me.
Maybe guys should ask themselves the same. Why would you invest time in what you've already labeled as a low-value date by making it just coffee? When you keep the stakes low, you're really just playing nickel slots with your romantic life. Yes, you'll have a lot of coffees. Yes, you'll meet a lot of women whose standards have now sunk to that low. Is that really who you want for whatever you have planned? Or do you even have a plan at all for this aspect of your life? The coffee dates, the late-night you-up texts, is this really all you expect, both from yourself and for yourself?
If a man asks you out on a coffee date, charge him $500. As a divorce lawyer, let me tell you why. Coffee is for colleagues. Coffee is not for courting. Would that man ask Margot Robbie out on a coffee date? When a man asks you out on a coffee date, what he's really saying is, I want your time, your energy, your presence at the lowest possible cost to me. Coffee is cheap. Coffee is convenient. Coffee takes zero effort. And yet your time is not cheap. Your presence is not convenient. And your energy is not effortless. It's valuable. If a man asks you out for coffee, send him an invoice. Charge him $500 because that's closer to the real value of your time, your energy, and your presence.
I don't know how she says this with such a straight face, but for women that agree with this, that is what makes men believe that women are delusional and transactional. Because he knows, I know, and you should know that you're not Margot Robbie. So a coffee date is totally appropriate for normal folk like us, which is why I highly recommend for you guys that are out there dating, keep on making the coffee date your first date. Because it is a good filter and it keeps the delusional women at bay.
If a man asks you out on a coffee date, charge him $500. As a divorce lawyer, let me tell you why. Coffee is for colleagues. Coffee is...
See, what she's saying is, I want y'all to be my client. So go ahead and be dumb and mess up your relationship so y'all can come make me some money.
Coffee is cheap. Coffee is convenient. Coffee takes zero effort. And yet your time is not cheap. Your presence is not convenient. And your energy is not effortless. It's valuable. I've seen women pour hours of their lives into men who never invested more than the price of a latte. They call it getting to know you, but really it's about seeing how much they can get without giving.
Now, how the hell is he getting anything out of a conversation and a cup of coffee that he paid for? Y'all gotta stop setting women up for failure. Ain't shit wrong with a coffee date. Y'all need to get to know people instead of always want somebody to pay some goddamn bills.
And the problem is, too many women accept it. The standard you set on the first date is the one you'll be judged by the whole relationship. Men who are serious don't ask you for the bare minimum. They plan, they invest, they create experiences because they understand that your time is worth more than $6 and an awkward conversation over burnt espresso.
Sounds like your standard is prostitution.
I tell my clients this all the time. You don't need grand gestures, but you do need effort. Because the man who won't invest in you at the beginning will definitely not invest in you when life gets hard. If he cuts corners on courting, he'll cut corners in marriage. If a man asks you out for coffee, send him an invoice. Charge him $500 because that's closer to the real value of your time, your energy, and your presence.
$500? Now, why would that man invest in some trash? Because majority of y'all that be talking shit like this don't even have a pot to piss in.
If a man asks you out on a coffee date, charge him $500. As a divorce lawyer, let me tell you why. Coffee is for colleagues. Coffee is not for courting.
Incorrect. Coffee is for anyone and for anything that they see it fits. I just don't like it when people come on social media to talk about very argumentative and controversial topics and they try to justify it through certain phrases like, I'm a divorce lawyer, I'm a psychologist, I have experience in XYZ for 200 years, I have degree in psychiatry. I mean, yeah, you are a divorce lawyer and you still don't know that you wouldn't want to waste your 2 or 3 hours with a complete stranger that you knew nothing is going to happen in the first 10 minutes. I personally have been through millions and millions of dates, and lots of them were like breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, and you know that you wouldn't want to be held as a hostage for 2-3 hours with a complete foreigner. You just wouldn't want. Coffee dates are the best, by far the best. You know it. You know it. Half an hour is enough to tell if there's chemistry or not. I promise you.
That man asked Margot Robbie out on a coffee date. When a man asks you out on a coffee date, I've seen all the negative comments about my last video and I understand the reactions. As a divorce lawyer, I see it every day. The way relationships begin usually predicts how they end. The same patterns that show up on the first few dates, whether it's effort, follow through, respect, are the same ones that determine whether it lasts or falls apart. And that's why this conversation matters. Because behind this whole question, coffee date or not, is something deeper. What was his intention? It was never about the coffee. It was about what it represents and what dating has turned into. Dating today isn't about connection anymore. It's about convenience. Apps have made it easy to meet people, but they also made it easy to forget them. Dating apps in modern culture have changed what's considered normal. We're dating in a world where someone can go on 5 dates in a week and text 10 people at once. Collectively, women have started protecting their peace instead of chasing potential. They're managing their disappointment, all while navigating a world where we also have to think about safety in a way men often don't. So when I said coffee dates aren't enough, I wasn't talking about money or luxury. I was talking about intention. People choose coffee because it's low stakes, low cost, and easy to exit. The focus isn't, I want to know who you are. It's, I want to see if this is even worth my time.
Yeah.
It's filter driven. We tell ourselves it's casual, it's efficient, it's safe, and it is. But it's also a reflection of how much we've adjusted to low effort and called it empowerment. Some women see that lack of intention and say, no, I want more than convenience. I want someone who planned to meet me, not someone who just had time. Those are the women saying no to coffee dates. They are protecting themselves by raising the bar and saying no faster. Other women are saying, I'll keep it short until I know it's worth more. I do not want to overinvest emotionally. They're not asking for less, they're adapting to a culture that's given them less. They are protecting themselves by keeping things brief, short dates, and slower pacing. Both choices make sense, but both are reacting to the same reality that dating has made effort optional. After years of inconsistency and disappointment, the ghosting, the breadcrumbing, the last minute plans, a lot of women stopped expecting effort. They learned that effort is unreliable. Someone could take you to dinner and make you feel unseen, or they could invite you for coffee and make you feel valued. The setting doesn't define effort, the intention does. And maybe that's what this conversation reminded us. The real question was never about coffee. Both sides are doing the same thing. They're looking for intention. The women who say yes to coffee aren't doing it because they expect less. They're using it as a filter, a way to see if someone shows up genuinely, even when it's simple. And the women who say no to coffee, they're using the invite itself as their filter. They want to see if someone will take the time to plan, to be intentional, to make it feel considered. Both are reading the same signal, just from different angles.
Every woman knows their what. It is not every woman that will go for coffee dates on a first date. It is not every woman that will do it. And you doing it doesn't mean that you're cheap or anything. And you not doing it doesn't mean you're a prostitute or you're high standard or whatever. You just don't want it. Some people don't even take coffee. Some people don't take coffee. So you're taking them on a coffee date for what? Just because you want to get to know them. There are other places you can go to. So every woman knows what they want. And if a man is telling you, let's go for a coffee date, and in your head, you're like, and he's insisting that I have to take you on a coffee date, and you're like, you know what? No problem. If you want to charge him, charge him. I just feel like this is just sprinkle lifestyle and all of that. Meaning you cannot just waste my time for nothing, because most of the time these men just want to waste your time. They want you to go on a date with them on the first date just to see you if you're really the real you or if they vibe with you. It's not because they really, really like you. So that is why they don't want to spend any money. In fact, they might not even pay for the coffee. And even if they pay, it's cheap. So it's bare minimum. So I don't understand. They don't want to stress. That's why they just do for. In fact, they go for work dates. See that work date? I don't understand. You're walking on the street. You're walking on the streets and you're calling it a date. So I'll dress up and leave my house and be walking on the streets with you. Some of these men see it as let us see. This is just the first time we are seeing. Let's just see. They waste your time. The time you're supposed to use for important thing. You will sit down and be getting to know a man. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. So I feel like if you want to charge. I don't see anything wrong with what you said. Well, it depends on you. It depends on the person. It depends on what you want in a relationship with a man, right? If you're looking for Romeo and Juliet, happily ever after kind of relationship, you can do that because it's not going to mean that you're a wife material. You're asking for money. You've never met the guy and you're asking for money. That is a red flag. If that is what you're looking for, right? If you want the person to know that my time means money, you cannot just tell me, let's see, and you're taking me to somewhere that I do not like. You will you fill my car, you do something like you pay for my hair, you pay for this, I have to look good to come and see you. You pay. Then you charge them. I feel like I like Nigerian women because we don't take rubbish. Most of the time, when a Nigerian woman wants to take a Nigerian man on a date, she's reacting bill. She's billing you already. She's telling you, this is the outfit I want to wear at this. In fact, the restaurant that you would take her to or wherever. Let me not go there. At the end of the day, you will spend money. So you have to actually really like her before you take her out. After you take her out, if she likes you, she can be with you after that time or everything. But then you must be very intentional if you like your woman. It's not just even coffee, even cafes in Lagos here in Nigeria are on the high end side. They're not cheap. Cafes are not cheap here. They're very expensive. You're still gonna spend money. But if you want to take a woman out on a date, especially Nigerian women that are classy women, most of the time you have to pay. Either you're paying for you're foiling the car, you're paying for the dress, the hair, you're doing something just to show that yes, you really want to see her. Because she'll tell you, I don't want to waste time. Because a lot of women have come online to say, I called the makeup artist to do my because women some women call makeup artists to do their makeup on their face. They lay their frontal to look good just to go on a date with a man that they met online. At the end of the day, the man is does not it will just come with a casual clothes and just. But if you put in effort that you want to see the person, you put in that effort, you spend money. I feel like when a man starts spending money on you, he will take you serious. If he's not dropping if he's not dropping a dime, if you start spending little money on you, it will take you serious. Most of the time, those women that spend their money, say book Uber, do this to go on a date. At the end of the day, they come online crying and say they regret. They regret. Why some people are not even spending one dime and they meet perfect people. I just feel like it depends on what you want in a relationship. It depends on who you are. It depends on what you want. I just feel like it still boils down on what you want. Some people don't have a problem with going on a coffee date on the first date. Some people don't even have a problem splitting the bill on the first date. Some women just, I just want to meet a man. I just want to have a relationship. I just want to have a boyfriend. So people will split the bill with you on the first date. You will split the bill on the first date with a man that wants to date you. Please don't do it. Anyway, some people don't have a problem with it. Some people feel like I'll take my responsibility and all of that. I actually agree with her that she said that when a man is going to take care of you, is going to like you, it depends on what it does for you on the very first time you guys are meeting. Or maybe the very few dates, the first few dates you guys have will determine if is into you, if he's a generous person, if he's kind, and all of that. But if the very first time, for the first second time, is you're still trying to figure out who he is and all of that, that is how he's going to continue the relationship. There's no two ways about it. A man that was never spending on you in the beginning of the relationship will not spend on you in the middle or even in the end. So I just feel like it depends on what you want. And there's nothing wrong with charging them, especially if you don't even want to see the person and you don't even like him. Charge him $500. $500. Do you know how much you will make? Imagine meeting men online and they want to take you on a coffee date. In a week, you have like Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday. That's like add them money. You guys, what is your take on this video? Can you share your thoughts about this video down in the comment section? Respectfully, as always, your girl Mara Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one, guys. Bye.